Let's go, let's go, let's go. Ooh. You know what it is. All right, welcome back to the Catch the Drift podcast with your boy truly, King Swin, and with my co-host, Epic the Don himself.
What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get it cracking. We about to go 0 to 60 with y'all. Hope y'all buckled up because we about to get the drifting on y'all.
All right,
hey,
man.
You doing all right today, bro? You doing
man,
all right? How was your week, man?
Man, I had a heck of a week, man. It's been a crazy week, but man, I had a great week. Got to kick it with my boy. You know, I would say King Swin Jr., but I mean, obviously that would make him the prince. But man, he keeps me on my toes all day, every day. How about yourself, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing blessed and highly favored. How about that?
Okay,
blessed and highly favored.
You know went to the typical black person answer.
No. Hey, it was a pure answer. How about that? Because that's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because shoot, hey, a lot of people didn't wake up this morning. Hey, and I know you understand that. People didn't wake up with a smile on their face. You know what I'm saying? Ready to get in this lab and drop some of this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You know how I feel like we're gonna spread this knowledge like it's AIDS. No disrespect to nobody, you know what I'm saying? Or we're gonna spread this knowledge that we have like the coronavirus. We want to at least touch a lot of people with what we got to say. You know how it is, man.
How about we just spread the knowledge?
It can spread like butter or jam, depending what your preference is. We're gonna spread it, bro. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So with all that being said, man, ladies and gentlemen, during this week, man, it's been a trying week, man. It's been a troublesome week. It's been in the community, man. You know, we had the death of young Dolph. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, young Dolph.
You know, man, and I don't.
Rest in peace.
One of the things that as we talk about on this podcast, you know, we're not looking to capitalize on the death of the young man out of Memphis.
No, sir.
One of the things we want to speak on, though, is because during this week, I've had so many inboxes on Instagram or Facebook or text messages, you know, the impact that the man had in people's lives, or even how it struck people in their own lives, kind of raised it was obvious of something we needed to talk about this week, really. And the beautiful thing about it is, man, impact is one thing, but man, we want to call this one the game of life. Okay. Right now, what we want to do is, as we start this podcast off, as we thank you guys for joining us once again for another week, episode 2 of Catch Your Drift, is we want to get to drifting. And this one right here, shout out to Coach Deion Sanders, you know, for this jewel right here,
baby.
You know, and also shout out to Epic the Don, because he sent this to me, and man, I replayed this thing about 25 to 30 times, and when me and him listened to it prior to this podcast, I listened to it like 5 to 10 times, and I said to myself, that's it. So as we speak on that, let's get into it.
We lost a true dog. We lost someone's father, someone's son, someone's man, someone's friend, some of y'all friends and some of y'all homies and young dogs, man. The game I am of life is real. Not everyone's happy about your success. Not everyone's happy about your come up. Not everyone's happy about your prosperity and how you walk, talk, even carry yourself, even what we're doing here. Not everyone's happy about that. So understand your environment and who you're around, and be cautious and be careful about that, man. Do not take nothing and nobody you're around for granted. We lost a good one today, man.
You know, hey, so, you know, big gems dropping right there from Deion, Primetime Coach Sanders.
Coach Primetime.
You know, man, he talks about not everybody wants to see you happy. Not everybody wants to see you successful. Man, that's deep. You know, not everybody around you is really there to be around you for the positive. You know, he also talks about on the opposite end, you know, don't take things for granted. Okay, that's big, man. That is big in our community and in life in general, right? So once I heard that personally, I knew exactly what we needed to talk about this week, or what I would like to talk about. Rented by Epic the Don. Shout out to you for finding that clip right there. Let's get into it, man. This thing called life, man. And today we're going to talk about a lot of things that some people don't want to talk about. And we're going to address a lot of things that some people may want to address and don't know how to. So, man, we're going to title this one, this thing called life, man, and Epic, you got it from here, brother.
Let's say with the game of life, or this thing called life, we want to sit here and make you understand that life need to have several different elements to it when you're sitting here trying to be the best of you. The number one thing is first, you need to have a great balance to your life. Another thing is you need to play it like chess and not checkers. When I say that, you need to be thinking 2 to 4 to 6 moves ahead, meaning planning things, preparing for things. And when I say prepare for things, prepare for the hurdles, prepare to get hit in the mouth with life, realness. But the thing about life is be prepared for the unexpected. And I understand that's something that I'm saying that, but how can you be prepared for the unexpected? Knowing that the first time you do it, the second time you do it, the third time you do it, it might be failed, but I'm gonna go back to what King Swin says, as long as you go back to the foundation and stay to the vision, you should be good. As long as you stay to what the vision is, there shouldn't be any problems. But life throws all type of curve balls at you to make you have to change up your swing. So I know myself, King Swin, I really think this is really the day I sit back and we're gonna start questioning King Swin, because anybody that know King Swin and know his life, it has not been an easy journey. And this is for guys that's maybe in the hood, maybe in the streets, maybe you wanted to make a different transition in your life. And I think King Swin is that statistic that people don't talk about, especially when it comes down to brown and black people like ourselves, about the statistics that are positive. Usually the statistics are usually negative when they're talking about us. But King Swin, though, is definitely a living testimony and a living statistic of the positivity. And not taking no shots at my brother by far. Don't get nothing twisted. I will never take shots at this man, especially not on air. Now, I take shots at his ass when we definitely not on air. For sure I do. Yeah. You know what I mean? I got to make sure he keep him on his toes. But I know King Swin was just Swin at one time, and y'all might know him as Mr. Drain, Reverend Drain. He wasn't always a reverend. But he would, reason why I say that, bro, is because you had to go through life to get to that Reverend Drain. You had to go through life to be that King Swin. So what in your life said really enough is enough, and got you on that narrow path to on your journey to be the king that you are, and you sitting on that throne, you know what I mean? Would you please go ahead, bless the mic, your mic, not mine, on how you became the king. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So as we talk about this here life, the game of life, one thing I'll say is, I've been blessed, man. I've been blessed to have good people around me, good family, good role models.
He talking about me.
Yeah, no doubt. You definitely included in that, right? Because you are my son. But lighten it up before we get serious. But I've been blessed to have a lot of positive role models and a lot of positive influence around me, and just a lot of purity around me, man. Like, and ultimately, one thing about myself, man, and this thing here called life is, man, I learned a long time ago to appreciate everybody else's greatness, to then be able to embrace my own greatness.
Oh, I like that right there.
I'm gonna say that again. I learned to appreciate other people's greatness before I learned to embrace my own greatness. Now I've been fortunate to be around some of the best entrepreneurs, some of the best mothers, some of the best fathers, some of the best friends, some of the best hustlers, some of the best business people. I've also
all
been
hustlers
fortunate.
ain't all street people. Also,
Yeah.
you know that may be known too.
Absolutely, and some of within that, a lot of people, you got a couple of things that can happen when you're in the presence of greatness. You know, when you're in the presence of greatness, you can have jealousy, you can be envious, you can be why them, not me, right? Or you can be like, damn, that's dope.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? I'm a guy, so I'm using from a guy's reference. Men is guys that be walking around sometimes, they be working certain outfits, and I'll be like, oh, he killed that. And I wonder, can I pull that off, right?
Probably not, but yeah, it's cool.
Man, maybe not, right? Because, you know, but the thing is, though, like, you know, I'm embracing their greatness before I can embrace mine. I'm like, man, you did that. But then how can I get like that? You know what I mean? And I've been fortunate enough to not be that hater. You know, it's been, you let those things, for me, motivate you. Man, I got cousins, I got families, I got homies, man. Hey, you remember that Paid in Full movie? Is that what it was?
Indeed.
Before Ace became the man, where he was sitting at?
He was at the dry cleaners.
Is at the dry cleaners.
Yeah.
But when he was in the car and they got the stunting on him, he was in the back seat.
In the back, not driving, not even in the passenger seat.
So in life, I think people, you know, I don't want to make this all about me, but I learned how to be that backseat rider. And when I was that backseat rider, you know what? You couldn't tell me nothing about the people that was in the front seat that was winning. Because at the end of the day, I always wanted to be somebody that could be in my own front seat.
Man, hey, say that again, bro. I don't think people understand. Sometimes you got to be in that back seat to learn how to drive.
Yeah,
tell them again, bro.
So what you just said is 100% accurate. You know, I used to be like Ace. I was in the back seat while them boys was went, man, hit your man off with whatever, man. You know how the stuff go, right? I don't want to quote
if you know the movie,
right? But you know, at the end of the day, you couldn't tell me nothing about my homies that was riding in the front seat or my people that was in the front seat because I was learning.
Hey, gym alert. Go ahead, bro. Hey, that was a gym, bro.
And
hey,
at the end of the day,
at that.
Instead of hating, you know, hey, yeah, I borrowed the clothes. Man, I did all that stuff, man. Like, but that was my journey to get to where I was trying to get to, because at the end of the day, learning from quote unquote the best in those people instead of hating on them, you know, I had a front row seat to what excellency and what being a winner or being a leader or being a king or a queen look like. And at that point, I decided to, instead of hating, to embrace it, because I was getting hands-on lessons. So and I always knew from being in that back seat that, hey, one day I'm gonna be driving this vehicle. And you know what? As we in this drop or we in this whatever, it's gonna be a youngster with me that I'm gonna be teaching the gyms to, and hopefully they get inspired or motivated the same way. Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna say this too. One thing that he's not really saying is he was learning from other people's how they was being successful, and then also learning from their mistakes. See, the game of life is also learning about, I see how you're successful, but I also see that if you was to do it a different way, and like you said, it's not hating. It's just a way to be in your own lane. It's also about being like, I'm not gonna do it like that person, because I'm not saying that I could do it much better, but I can see where his shortcomings are. And where his shortcomings, that's where I'm being successful at, because I wouldn't do it like that. See, life is like taking the examples that you see and applying to your own life and making it your way.
Absolutely.
Taking the things that how a person might be a failure. Not saying that I'm gonna tell that person that, especially if it's not a person that's gonna listen to me. But I'm gonna apply it to myself, and that person's positive and his negatives. I'm not gonna do that. Pros and cons, whatever you want to say it, or however you want to even lay it out. But me what I just got from King Swin is saying that I'm in the back seat and I'm critiquing. I'm critiquing and I'm taking notes. That's what life is. This is what we're saying with the game of life. If you admire somebody or you have a mentor, sometimes it's best to ask questions and sit back if they see if they're applying it to their own life. I got one for you. Barry White. We know who y'all should know who Barry White is, especially if you got an old soul grandma, you know what I mean? He had a song called Practice What You Preach. You know what I'm saying? So when you practice what you're preaching, that meaning that I'm gonna see if you applying these things to your own life, or you just sitting there telling me that's what I need to do. If you ain't applying those same things to your life, but you telling me that's what I need to do, hey, I'm not gonna pay attention to you. Because you can't sit here and critique me, but you ain't applying the same things to your own life. Go ahead, brother. You know, you always got the mic, bro.
Okay, devil's advocate, right? Teamwork.
You already know. Come on.
Okay, you said I'm not gonna listen to you because you're not applying what you're not practicing what you preach, right?
Indeed.
Now, I'm from the opposite. I'm gonna listen to you because you might be coming from a place where, even though I'm not, that person might be coming from a place where even though I'm not, they're not applying it, right? Could be the bum off the street. Hey man, don't do this, or you gonna end up like this, right?
No. Let's change that up. And you're totally right. But sometimes we can't decipher on who's supposed to deliver the message.
Right.
Sometimes God put people in your life that you, like you said, it could be a guy that's homeless. But wisdom comes from all different places.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But what I'm saying to you is, I like to see the example. I don't like just hearing the example.
Right.
Now, the one reason why I take it like that is because if I see you applying, at least I have a visual for it. I'm a visual learner.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? You can't teach me something by just, talking. But if you can show me an example, I'm a better student. I'm gonna get an A all day long. But if it's straight just you talking to me, I might not grasp it like I need to, because there might be a different way that need to be delivered.
Absolutely.
The delivery and like I said, it doesn't matter if you're a bum I'm not gonna say bum, a homeless fellow, or if you're the richest of the richest. And what they might be saying is a person that has millions of dollars, and the guy that's over here that's pushing the shopping cart with a whole thing of aluminum cans. There is a big gap in between what their wealth is, but it don't matter where the gem's coming from, as long as I can apply them to my life and I can see the example. You know what I mean? That homeless guy, he could be definitely right, and that guy that's making millions could be definitely right. But it's about how I can see if the homeless guy is sitting there telling me, see, I tried to do the same thing, but this is where it landed me. You know what I mean? Kind of like the guys, if you seen Trading Places, but then if you see Coming to America, them same dudes that was in Trading Places, they homeless guys, the white brothers. You know what I'm saying? They made a bad investment in Trading Places, and then you see the end result is in it Coming to America. So what I'm saying is, I would like for a mentor of mine to be applying the things that he's telling me in his own life, so I can see it with my visual eyes. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm ever better to learn. That's just me. And everybody's going to have to apply the way they need to apply for their own life. But for me, I want to see you actually putting this in your life, and because you're telling me I should do it like that. I want to know, not only by asking questions, but why should I apply that to my life? Because like the game Mario, I don't have no extra man, B. I don't have no extra man where when I fall off the stage, I'm gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? With an extra man. Ain't none of that. If I make the wrong move, there's a lot that I need to do to get back to that place I once was. You know what I mean? Even in the game of Mario, you come back as a little dude. You come back real small. You got to hit the right square and then you get the mushroom, and then you grow up. Do.
Now,
You know
the
what I'm
beautiful
saying?
part about that is when you hit the wrong square, you hit the wrong part. Now,
You don't get nothing. You don't get nothing.
Excuse me. You might not get anything, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, there in life, you do get second chances sometimes. And when you do is, let's say you hit the wrong part and we're talking about the video game and you go out. Now you get a redo to try it again, right? And most of the time you kind of slow up before you're gonna make that jump. Boom, oh shoot, I don't want to hit me with that shell, right?
Yeah.
So
the
beautiful thing about it is like when you talk about your mentors and everything else, like for me in this game of life, like, you know, like I said, for me, I've been blessed to have all kind of different people in my life, and I've learned from so many different people. I've stood from the very bottom, I've stood from the middle, I've stood from the top, you know, and at the end of the day, as I'm watching, it's, you know, I'm watching to see what works, I'm watching to see what doesn't work, but see, what doesn't work for that person doesn't mean it's not going to work for you.
Indeed.
You know, let me be clear on that, and I'm going to say
it one more time. Say it one more time.
Like, what doesn't work for that person doesn't mean it's not going to work for you, or what works for that person doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So this is where we kind of go back to the story of it starts within. It starts with self, right? But as you're sitting in the moment, you have to understand the surroundings, right? Awareness is going to be very key in this game called life. You know, you have to understand what's around you. You have to understand what's going on. And if you have a vision of where you're trying to go as you're sitting in that moment of where you want to go, you know, hey, today I'm sitting in the back seat. The most favorite line in my life, I would have to say, comes off of Coming to America, right? Today I'm doing this. Tomorrow I'll be on the fries, right? Or whatever he said, right?
No, I hit you with the real line. First, I started off washing lettuce.
Right.
Then I started doing mistakes.
Right.
Then I started doing fries. And that's when the big bucks start rolling in.
Right.
I got you. I got you. I got the lines. I got the lines.
Hey, man, thank you. I needed that, right? And see, even in a moment like that, hey, prepare to be humble. You know, when somebody actually has the answers for you, you don't got to always have the answers and know everything. That's why you got to surround yourself, like Prime said, surround yourself by the right people. Understand the people that are around you, right? Like in this moment, I could have just came at him and be like, I don't need you correcting me and this, that, and the other. A lot of you guys find yourself in that moment.
You right.
Oh, right. Why you correct me? This, that, and the other. Man, he just hating. Chill, bro. Chill, sis. It's okay. Yeah. You know, sometimes it is all out of love. And the beautiful thing is, as you had that vision, as you had that dream, man, you're more likely to be able to accept your blessings or what it can become, because at the end of the day, as that person sitting as the driver today, when you go get your own, or when you start to become your own boss or your own person and everything else, you got to remember how when things were right, how it made you feel or how it made you think. You have to think when things were wrong, how that made you think or how that made you feel, you know, because then as you as a person, as you get to know yourself and as a leader and how things need to flow on that journey, guess what you're going to be able to do? You're going to be able to take your team and say, hey, this is what's right for us right now, or this is what's wrong. But then part of even on that journey in this thing called life is getting to know the people that are around you and what their strengths, weaknesses are, and everything else. Because you can't be a good leader and not know the people that are on your team, who they are, what their strengths are, and what their weaknesses are. Everybody get caught up in trying to just be the man or be the woman versus getting to know who the team is and what role they play. Not everybody is meant to be the leader.
Hey.
There are such things as good followers. There are such things as good supporters. And there are such things as the next one's up and coming. So at the end of the day, as you embrace all those different things, all these parts come together. And then that's what's going to help you when it's your time to be able to move forward in this game of life.
Wow. Hey, man, I could have sworn to everything that you introduced yourself as King Swin. I did not hear that Reverend Drain was going to bless us with his presence today. Well, I dang near wanted to sit here and put at least $5 in the collection plate, put my tithes and offerings in there. You know what I'm saying?
Baby.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I heard Snoop say this the other day, and I think you will agree with this. It's good to have smarter people around you. Not saying that you're not smart, but in whatever you're trying to do, you have smarter people around you. So, and you respect their intelligence. So when you're making a certain type of move, they will tell you, hey, bro, hey, King Swino, I don't think you want to make that move. But not only just say why you shouldn't make that move, they give you examples why you shouldn't make that move. See, that's what I'm about. I'm about give me examples of why I shouldn't make this move. You know, yes. like Prime Time said, and also I got a question I'm gonna throw to you after I go ahead and rant on.
No problem.
Us as people, we got to understand that it's nothing wrong with being surrounded with people that has some other intelligence that you might not have or have the capability of doing. One of the things with me and him, with what we trying to do right here, we had different ways of going about it. I know my role and I'm comfortable in my role. And I don't mind telling King Swin, bro, you're good at this, bro. I'm good at that. And I learned from this man on a regular basis. I've been learning from this man since the day we met each other, like with just certain things, period. Because the way he thinks is different than the way I think. That's the reason why I love this man being surrounded me. And that's why he's my brother. It's because he thinks I might look at the box at a certain way. He looking at it a different way. And when he able to paint that picture in my mind, I'm like, well, I can see why you say that. And that's about us growing together. There's nothing wrong with me taking the back seat and letting King Swin go ahead and lead, because I know his role is some of his things that he have to offer to what we're trying to do might be greater than me. But I am not looking at it as a downfall. Like I'm not in competition with this man, not one bit. And that's why I say that's why we're talking about this game of life. This game of life is about surrounding your people that don't mind saying, hey, Swino, let me take the back seat and I want you to lead. And I don't have no problem with that. Do what you do, bro, because I have the confidence in you that you're going to lead us the best way right here. And then when you get to that point, I'm going to take the reins over because it's going to be my turn. Go ahead, just say what you got to say, bro, and throw it back to me because I do have a question.
I just want to throw this in there. Like, thank you. And then
indeed.
All praise to you too, because I want people to, as we just went through that whole, as what you just said, I want them to understand that, listen, this isn't about him saying, oh yeah, you're good at this. Man, there are situations, you want to form a team and you want to win, you know, the reality is we all bring different things to the table. This is in relationships, friendships, and everything else like that, right? Quit trying to make people who they aren't. Quit trying to make them be who they are, right? You know, and then here, quit trying to, I almost said a bad word. Quit trying to, I had to pause, you know, quit trying to be the leader all the time. Great leaders know when to lead and when to follow. You know, if you got a solid team around you and as you get to know the people like we said that you should do and everything as we spoke earlier, guess what? The same way he's talking about in certain situations where he lets me lead, guess what? I got to sit back and let him lead when it's time for him to lead, because guess what? Otherwise, we're going to fall victim to overboard, abort ship and everything else because everybody was playing the wrong role. And the bad part about it is, it's not just because people don't know themselves, but when you don't know yourself, you might not end up learning the people that's around you, because how can you judge somebody else and you can't even truly talk about yourself? Right. So at the end of the day, all I wanted to really say was in that situation, you know, the same way that, you know, I don't want anybody to come out of this and go talk to their friends or their group of people, you know, and be like, yeah, you know, I'm strong at this. Let me lead all the time. No, boss. Hey, slow down. First and foremost, humble yourself. There are things that you have to have a great staff or a great crew around you to pick up and hold down the things that are around you. You know, we're talking about the game of life and being aware of the people around you. You know, okay, this thing in the game, this life here, you know, where a lot of us fail in relationships and everything else is we're not appreciating what we have with us. We're not appreciating, you know, what is our team? You know, what when do I need to step back, right? And Mr. Epic, let's give it a couple more minutes to just dive into a little bit, just a little bit more here, okay?
Indeed.
You know, because I want everybody to really understand that, hey, value of your team, value of your people, and there's a time and a place when to lead and when to follow. And hey, remember, paid in full we're talking about, right? Hey, Mitch was in the front seat when they was telling Ace he needed to hit him off with his nickel bag or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. But then Mitch had to end up following Ace, right, in the movie, mm-hmm. right? So when to lead and when to follow, and Mitch was a great follower at the same time. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna throw it back to you, you know, so we can get a couple of these gems off, and then we can go ahead and move forward after that.
I got you. Hey, like you said, I think the whole thing about having a team is, why would you want to have a team of people that's not as smart as you? What can you benefit from having a team that's not smart as you? I think any king, and if you feel like you're a king, you're going to have people that are great at certain things. I have entry level in certain things that King Swin is a master at. And I don't mind taking the back seat. I don't feel no type of way because I'm a king. And when it's my turn up to bat, at least he know I'm at least get a double. I mess around. If he tell me go ahead and knock it out the park, I'm gonna get the home run.
Hit that home run, what I mean? Baby.
Come on, bro. I mean, my thing is sometimes the win, I got King Swin on second. I'm not a great baseball person, but I just know some of the stuff about the sport. Yeah. If I got a King Swin over here on second base, why not go ahead and get the double? He get the double. He going around third base. He going to home. Now I'm sitting here on second. Now I'm gonna let the other cat go ahead and get me over here to home by him hitting a double or hitting a home run. Right. So it's like, what's wrong with allowing people in your life, especially if you know their heart?
You can't steal every base by your dang old self and then make it home, is what you're saying, right?
Basically, you can't.
Man, you need help. Somebody got to hit something to make you move forward.
Exactly, man. Sometimes, and when I say a team, if I'm going through something, I can go holler at my missus. I can go holler at my brother. I can go holler at my moms. But it depends on what the problem is that I'm having, on who I'm going to talk to. I'm not gonna go talk to my moms about certain stuff, you know what I mean? Because she might not be able to, because think about it, it's my mama.
Right.
So at the end of the day, my mama gonna have my side regardless of what it is, because that's my mama.
Right.
But if you know, and I'm not saying that she's not gonna speak the real. I'm not saying that. But sometimes I gotta go holler at my brother. And my bro, you know what I mean? And I see when I talk to my brother, it's like, bro, I'm just trying to just make you aware of certain things. Just like with King Swim. He's gonna tell me like, bro, his favorite line is, Rob, don't be mad at me, Epic, but I'm gonna go ahead and be the devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. So I know what he's gonna tell me. He's gonna take it from the point of view of the other side. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But I need to have that understanding because I might not be able to see everything. It's like if y'all ever wrote a paper, if any of y'all been in college, there's a paper called an argumentative paper where you have to explain the point of the other side, and you gotta write about your side of the story, but then also write about the opposing side, or whatever you want to call it, side, and have a paper. You know what I'm saying?
So like you heating up.
Hey, so my thing is when I'm talking to somebody, when I come at King Swin about something, I want to hear what I'm missing. And when I say what I'm missing, am I doing something? Tell me if I'm doing something wrong. See, I gotta have people to tell me, man, and they ain't afraid to sit there and say, hey, Epic, you effing up, bro. And that's the reason why you effing up, because you should expect this from yourself. Absolutely. Not what they should expect from me, but what I should expect from myself, bro. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So when we say this game of life, you got to take it in certain ways. You got to sit here and say, this person can't be in, I can't go have this conversation with this person because they're going to be like, man, shoot, man, you right. I don't need no yes men around me. Never liked them. I can't stand a yes man.
Yes.
But what I do like is a person say, I can understand why you handled it like this, but let me give you the other side. Yeah. My bro, my real brother, I'm gonna give a shout out to my brother Rafi. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know him, is Raphael. That's
shout
my
out
bro.
To the incredible.
You know what I mean? Go
Ultimate Warrior.
Hey, the golden child. Hey, bro, stay
the golden child for real.
Hey,
for real.
Bro. Hey, my brother is a person.
You gotta make me do some push-ups right now. Look at that.
Man, hey, my bro is a person that he wants to be understanding. He wants you to understand the same thing with King Swim, but my brother's just like, man, you just sometimes got to understand from the other side.
Yeah.
And when he says that, it makes me sit there and put my listening cap on. And I just, because my bro, if y'all know my bro, he don't talk a whole bunch unless he got something to really say.
Absolutely.
And if he don't trust you, he really not going to say nothing. So my brother is a person that, man, and I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? My bro is going to come at me.
Shout out, bro.
He want me to understand, man. He just wants to understand, like, some of that negative and positive energy. If y'all hear me ever saying negative and positive energy, I got that from my brother, man. You know what I mean? He got me, you know, making me understand that. But the thing is, you need to have like-minded people that want you to win, be successful in the game of life. He wants you to be every night scoring 45 with 10 assists and 5 rebounds. Go ahead, King Swift. Go ahead and speak your piece, bro.
Check me out, right? We've talked about everybody ain't gonna be happy for you, right? We've talked about appreciating the family, the friends, and everything, right? So now you're saying like, hey, we need to have like-minded people around us, this, that, and the other. You know, Coach Prime, we've talked about 2 of those. Now let's get into the understanding your surroundings from the people that are not there to necessarily help you out. How can you notice that though, Mr. Epic? Because I think, man, you know what? Those same people come in your life and guess what they say? I love you. Hey, my dog. To the end, day one. All those things, right? And not saying that everybody that says that is necessarily a false prophet, right? Or a false promoter, right?
Everybody ain't Judas.
But in this situation, what I'm trying to get at is, you know, hey, the devil or whatever send them in so many different ways at you, and they know the disguise, right? So this is where, when we get into our segment of, you know, talking about, you know, the devil's ways or whatever, you know, we get to talk about the frenemies. How can you identify that? Like when Coach Prime says it's like, we've identified who's there and good for you, but how can you identify who's there and who's bad for you, man?
I think that is a thing that you got to sit here and if you don't know the person's heart, you know, I'm big on knowing the person's heart. Let me say this before I get into it. I've been introduced to people by certain friends, maybe even family members, and just shaking that person's hand. I feel like that's a person right there that's not to be trusted. I don't know if it's God intuition, whatever it is. There's just people by like
shaking the hand, bro.
By shaking their hand, bro. I feel their energy. I feel their energy.
Is it because you got rough hands, or was it the hands was too soft?
My boys be lotioned, bro. You don't see no action on these boys at all.
I'm saying though, like, how can you by shaking somebody's hand understand that they ain't the one? Oh, not get that.
I can't describe it because there's a friend of mine right now that keeps telling me a friend of his is so cool and everything like that. But when I'm around him, and I get the BGs, bro, my stomach get to bother me. I ain't even, you know what I mean? There's certain things like
it's an intuition.
I just feel it. It's just an intuition. It's just God given. I can't speak on it. I don't know what it is. And anytime I feel like that, I'm gonna tell you right now, you know what I'm gonna trust? The gut And because my gut has never led me wrong. There's been times when friends want me to go certain places. All of a sudden, my stomach get to feeling funny. Okay. Nah, it ain't meant for me to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to describe it, bro. It's just what it is.
Right.
I listen and understand those things. And when you say surroundings, it's like, or the people that's around us that's sitting there coming with the smiles. If I don't really know you like that, man, I mean, King Swing, you know me, man. It's hard for me to get, for me to trust people, man. It's been like that for years. It might be because of my past, you know what I'm saying, or dealing with certain things in my life. But I really ain't quick to trust somebody. You don't have to prove nothing to me, no. But if you want to be around me or be in my circle, you're gonna have to prove everything to me. Right. I'm just not letting you in this world, especially talking about Epic's world. You know what I'm saying? You're not about to get in this world just off of just a handshake, man. If I feel some type of way about it, I'm gonna definitely keep this. You see that?
Yeah.
Arm's length distance, you know what I mean, in between us. Because, and like I said, it's one particular thing when you said that came up in my mind. Is a friend of mine. He's been one of my best friends, you know what I'm saying, since middle school. He's introduced me to somebody, and I always told him, like, you know, he's like, man, he'll be this for you, man. If he see you in some trouble and everything like that, he'll have your back, bro. I wouldn't ask him to. Right. I wouldn't ask him to, because he says, why don't you want to be cool with this person? Just because if it goes down, bro, if he do you wrong, man, he gonna understand that I ain't gonna have no sympathy for him, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get him together. You know what I'm saying? And when I say get him together, I mean, bro, it's just certain people. I just don't feel that positive energy. Positive and negative energy, it means a lot to me, especially once I start understanding it. If I shake your hand and I feel negativity, right, I can't deal with it, bro. I can't mess with it, man, because it's maybe God telling me, man, bro, there's somebody, if you befriend him, there's something that's gonna go left. So if you do that, it's on you. It's like freedom of choice.
Man, listen, check this out. So for the people, for me, like, you know, same question back is gonna be, how can you figure out who's there for you, who's not, and decipher what's real and what ain't, right? Like, man, you have to take your experiences in life first and foremost. Where you been? You know, I think we've met every type of person in this world that we're going to meet before. They just had a different name.
Ooh, man, say it again, man. Right? Hey, Reverend Drain's in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
I think we've met every type of person that we're going to meet in this world at this age. They just got a different name.
Hey, right? Hold on, before you get started. Hey, I'm promoting, you need to buy 2 mics. Because you need to see that 2 times. You need to have 2 mics out there, boy.
Listen,
straight up.
Check it out, though. Check it out. Hear me out, though. Right? So say, man, we have been around for a long time, right? We have seen so many different types of a person. We have seen the ups, we have seen the downs, right? Now, the thing is, you need to learn from those ups and the downs, man. Like, you know, say, when a person reacts like this or has this type of look in the eye, usually what follows is X, Y, and Z, right? So now, hey, I'm one that likes to speak and likes to talk. And just like Mr. Epic just said, hey, but I don't like to talk without substance. I like my words to carry weight to it, right? Now, you'll catch me in a lot of situations, though, before I ever speak, I say nothing. I let my eyes talk. I let my eyes watch. I let people talk. I let people talk. The 85 or 80% of communication is nonverbal, right?
And body language.
Right, body language. It's body language, right? How they move, you gotta watch that stuff, man. You got new people coming around you. And I ain't saying that all new people that come around you bad. That ain't even the case, because some of the best people that come in your life is the new people that come in your life. If you let them, you know. Now here's the thing about it. You can't vet the new people that come into your life if you don't. Hold on, let me say that. You can't vet the new people that come in your life if you keep making excuses for the old people that been in your life doing you wrong the whole time.
Man, oh man, say that again. Say it one more time, bro. I don't think the people heard that in the nosebleeds. The ones in the cheap seats.
The new people coming in your life if you keep making excuses for the old people in your life that been doing you wrong the whole time, man. Say, man, that ain't cool. Oh, just because you've been around for all these years don't mean that all that wrong you've been doing allows you the pass or the permission to be a detriment to the life moving forward. No. You have to hold those people accountable. So then at the end of the day, as you're trying to figure out who's right and who's wrong for you on this game of life, man, you got to just look at the things that didn't go right. And then you got to learn from them, you know. And here, I'm one that, hey, this is a whole nother subject in itself, but I'm the teacher. Everybody starts off with 100, right? Man. I'm not you start off with 0 and you got to earn 100. No, you get 100. Hey, when you meet me, it's going to be pure, right? Mm-hmm. But when certain things start to happen, you went from 100 to now you get 98%. Because guess what? You talked about me behind my back and you didn't think I knew about it.
Stab.
Boom. Hey, deducted. Hey, you know what? You tried to holler at my girl when I wasn't paying attention.
Weak.
Deduction. Hey, you know what? We had an idea. You played it cool like it was all good, and then behind my back it was this week. This, that, and the other. Deduct. You know.
Or people saying, is he really like that? Like what he talking, right, hey, man? Everybody when they talking, they walking that. You know what I'm saying?
Deduct.
Only reason why, you know what I mean? And my thing is too, don't ask me for advice if you don't want a real answer.
Oh,
at the end of the day, I'm a man.
Oh,
I'm not talking to you like a goo goo gaga. I don't do that. I'm gonna talk to you like a man,
hey,
bro.
Man, how you think I should handle this? Man, you know what? Well, you want the real or you want the truth? Man, I want the real. Man, you know what?
Can you handle it? Hey, I'm a Jack Nicholson you. Can you handle the truth?
All right, so here go the truth,
bro.
You were wrong, or you should have did. You could do this, or you can do that. Man, forget that, man. I'm doing it this way, this, that, and the other. All right, cool. Now here, listen. When you ask for advice, doesn't mean you got to take the advice that you receive, right? But at the end of the day, the biggest thing about it is like you just don't doo-doo on a person that in their face that you've asked for advice or different things like that. And then now they got to be stupid or they got to be the negative. So you got to watch out for all these things along the journey. Long story short, and this thing here called life, man, I just want everybody to understand, hey, man, it's been a trying week for the world, for our community and everything else, man. One of the things for myself as we get ready to wrap this up is, you know, everybody ain't rooting for you. Man, you guys will look under the table like they said at the meeting. Man, not everybody even wearing the shoes, but this is supposed to be our brand or our company. Nah, man, you got to understand that. And then once you realize that everybody ain't rooting for you, it's okay to let go. You know, hey, appreciate people while you got them. You know, man, every day ain't promised. Every day ain't promised. Right?
Speak
you know,
that truth.
I'm thankful for everybody that's ever been a part of this journey, you know, and at the end of the day, because of you, I'm a part of you, and because of you, I've grown, right? And I'm thankful. I won't let it be a day where even with people I have, you know, a lot of y'all got baby mama, baby daddy drama. Man, let that stuff go. You know, because that day that other one ain't there no more, you're gonna appreciate what they did or could have had done. And maybe that ain't the case, but if it is the case, you know, at the end of the day, appreciate what you got while it's there. And then ultimately, you know, when it's not meant for you, man, let it go. Be at peace. Find your peace. How do you find it? You know, learn from your past. You know, learn from past behaviors and everything else, right? And then once you understand that that's not what it needs to be, you know, peacefully speak your piece and then close that door.
Man, boy, you dropping gems on us at the end, bro. How can I follow that shit up, bro?
Man, you know what? You epic to Don. I'm pretty sure you got something over there, my brother.
Hey, I just want to sit here and say, man, shoot. I mean, Swino said it best. It's like this life, you don't have no redos, man. So let's just say this: if you know there was a solid person and you know their heart, and y'all might have had a disagreement, man, fix that. This life, you need a good team behind you to push you forward. Now, don't congratulate the ones that are over here trying to pull you back, but give the bigs to the people that's trying to push you forward. Man, this life is, you got to find a good balance. You got to find a good balance, man. And life is very precious. I want to also give a shout out to that clip that I seen with Coach Deion Primetime Sanders.
Shout out to the coach.
Yeah, and I also want to shout out to all praises to Young Dolph. Rest in peace, my brother. Man, I've always been a big fan of Young Dolph. And and like we said, we're not trying to benefit off of this man's death because it's tragic. We don't know the whole situation, but it's just kind of bogus. How we seen some of the positive. We might not know everything that's going on in that man's life, but I just big him up, man, and pray for his family, man, his kids, his better half. I believe he was married and might have had a wife, or might not. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know everything about him, man. I just want to praise it to Young Dolph family, but today, just think about how can you be a better person. Get a team around you of people that you respect their smarts in the field they're smart in. I mean, life is too precious and too short for us to sit here and hold on to certain things. There's certain relationships I've had that they was cool when we playing in the sandbox, but as an adult and we sitting here trying to make ourselves better, they just really wasn't as good. They're not good for me no more. You know what I mean? And not saying that it's like F them cats or anything. Not, man, hey, bro, I wish you the most success of ever in life. Anybody that we don't see eye to eye, I wish y'all all the best, but the team I have around me is the team that needs to be around me. And there's probably more people for me to meet that's going to be a part of this team and want to push me forward. I want to lead the people with something, man, to put some little meat on your brain while we sitting here drifting. I want we drift into the next one. Life is like riding a bike. Keep your balance. You must keep it moving. Albert Einstein. Y'all take whatever y'all need from that, grow from that, learn from that, be better people from just off that quote. Hey, this is Epic the Don. Go ahead, do your thing.
Your boy King Swin, and man, you've reached another episode of Catch the Drift. Hey, we'll see you next time. Until then, man, we off drifting, baby.
Deuces!